Welcome back to La Guilla Casa.
La Guilla.
La Guilla.
Los Guillao.
I'm sorry. I think Ozzie's a little nervous because it's Friday.
It's Friday.
And he has to go to Costco today.
We got to go to Costco spending a lot of cake.
Why are you guys getting a new TV?
Me?
Me?
I would love nobody other than my mom. I use my TV.
The funny thing about it, we got movie theater, 1, 2, 3, 5 TV, and we only watch Caso Cerrado.
Guys, the same horrible show. So let's do it real quick here. Let's show a little bit of what we did this week on the Being Guillén, doing it for the gram, and something that happens a lot. This guy, he doesn't sleep at night, but definitely sleeps during the day. Then we got a video of napping Ozzie. Let's see what we got here today.
I'm the boxing fan.
By the way, but say you're the one that always does that. Look at that TKO. By the way, was he facing? What's that guy's name?
He was doing the Nate Robinson challenge.
Every time you sit, that couch is 10-0 against him. Every time you sit on it,
or any couch that matters. If anybody, my dad's a very, very good napper. Even when he managed, he would sleep a lot before games. I mean, we did play golf, but we didn't play golf that early. We played like 9:30.
This is
I wake up at 5.
That's BS. I'm going to give you guys something.
I'm not taking pills. I asked him for pills.
I'm going to give. I think it's funny because when you were a manager, when people ask about intricacies of Ozzie managing and things that you did, like your little note card for your stats, you didn't have the computer. You wanted notes in the smallest possible thing. So 10 pages of notes put in one note card.
Oh, and by the way,
Donald Trump.
And I don't know if we have the audio on this, but it was heavy.
Oh, heavy. So here's a part.
Really?
Yeah. So here's a part that I wanted to talk about is when he was a manager, though, players that were new to the team would get weirded out because usually managers before a game are very pumped up. They're hitting guys or come on, trying to. And Ozzie's ritual, because it was a ritual, because a ritual is something that you do every single day. I don't
want to say what I do every single day. Leave that to your imagination.
By the way, rest in peace, Mr. Farmio, Ed Farmer. Yeah. They would do the manager show, which is probably one of the funniest things ever.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And they would do the manager show, and you guys would talk, and it would be hilarious. And then Farmer would leave to do the manager show, and that was Ozzie's cue to get on the big couch, on the big black leather couch that you had in your office, and you would check out, and you would check out 30 minutes to 15 minutes before the game, not before the game, before going out.
National
anthem 7:05.
You know what's funny? Funny because when we went to the playoff and we went to the World Series, people think I'm going to change. I'll be hyped up or nervous or get those guys going. No, I was doing the same routine, and people ask me about it because obviously it's more media. They ask me about it like, you go to sleep in the World Series? I said, yeah, I know what to show my players. I got to be the same one, and I hope them to be the same one that was on the season. But I don't know why we have a picture of you, a baby. Well, you're not a baby. Was with the Marlin I was coaching third base.
Yeah,
I'm sleeping before the game. By the way,
I was already in high school.
That happened to be very, very funny. Mark Burley.
We just fell asleep.
Best prank, one of the best
prank ever. Wow! Even I got caught, off the back. I think that was the best one. We in Toronto. I had a couple of brewskis the night before.
A couple means 15.
And I have every time I got my phone, I put alarm, make sure I don't pass the time. All of a sudden, I went to sleep. Burley and Brian Ball got up to my clock, to the office clock, and moved
it forward
1:15, and the game was 1 o'clock, and we are supposed to be out 12:30 for the national anthem. All of a sudden, I just gone.
He said, "This is a
all the song." Barely go pow pow. I go wow. It's 1:15, first inning, and I went up. I know how uniform. I have my. I know how. Hey, you forgot you Jefferson. You forgot. And I run. After that, everybody was in the crowd waiting for me. Like, oh, we got you. That was awesome.
That's kind of that's first of all, that's mean. It's like worse than missing a flight. But some guys have routines. Some guys don't. The baseball players are very, very superstitious, and they like to stick to routine.
Not the word for me.
But it's not even about. People think it's about doing well. It's about like winning or like I'm gonna get a hit, and it's not. It's about a comfort thing that you feel comfortable.
You're talking about
like I'm saying like guys before a big game, guys like to before the day they pitch, they like to eat. I know guys that eat pasta, and they started doing it because It was like loading up on cars.
Freddie would have
a glass of wine. No, but I'm saying
it wasn't a glass. It would be a couple
bottles.
bottles.
I'm saying a bottle of wine, but I'm saying though it wasn't because he thought it made him a better pitcher. It was just something that you started doing.
That's true.
Like you used to do.
I smoked little cigars with Guatarina.
Yeah,
like 1 cent cigar. And by the way, I remember I got a hitting streak to 14, 15. I don't know exactly how many. I don't, and I know wash my clothes, like my underwears and nothing.
That's horrible.
I wash it.
I would have had issues with that.
I know washing it. Robin Ventura was next to me. And Robin Ventura got 20 hitting streak, 21, 41. They got hits everywhere. I never get a hit. All this on got 5 days, 6 days, and I keep the same underwear.
Oh.
I just hide it in my closet. People respect me.
I don't know if I can do that.
Closet.
I don't have.
All this on Robin Ventura come to me at Harold Bengal.
We hope you go
Brother,
for 4.
I love you. I can't wait you to go for 4. I'm like, what? Come on, man. Every time you go to bat, I'm rooting for you. I said, no, I'm tired of seeing this thing hanging out and all of this Scott in the middle of the summer. And well, obviously.
It ended.
18 in
well,
his
yeah, mine, I don't even, before we can jump into the next topic, in my men's league, I don't
pants.
No, I don't change. I change batting gloves every time I get out. So I change batting gloves a lot.
That means you had like what 30 pairs
of batting gloves? The same 4, but I change them.
No, but there's guys that have, again, and I think it's a comfort thing, and I love to have a segment on what makes you comfort, but even for work, like what you eat in the morning, it's just routine. It gives you a comfort.
I used to be wear, and now I'm criticize players because that I used to wear our uniform was red and white, black and white, and I use batting glove. Green ones, like green Oakland A's green.
Yeah, Ricky Henderson.
And people ask me like, well, I mean, the Franklin guy goes, you crazy, you stupid, what is wrong? You want to be different? I said, no, Oakland A's is on fire, and Ricky Henderson's on fire.
Maybe
I want to be like a Ricky. I was so stupid. I know Tony Gwynn, rest in peace. I know for him for San Minor League, San Diego Padres. And one day I'm struggle like always, and I told Tony Gwynn to send me bats. And he sent me 6 bats, B267. All the song I hit him with them. I got a couple hit the first day. I said, man, Tony, Tony hitting 398 and Ozzie Guillén hit 214.
You're like, it's not.
With Roberto Alomar. Anybody was hot. I said, hey, can I got one of your bats? That didn't work for me, bro.
Baseball's very, very, very superstitious.
Yes.
So, everyone out there's got to stick to their
talking
routine.
about superstition and breaking a team's model and how you do that, chemistry. I know that it's overrated because you can't really measure it. When you can't measure, you can't really defend something. But I really believe, even though we signed one of the greatest baseball players of all time, and probably the team was a better team on paper, I felt that the move that Aaron Rowan got traded away to bring Jim Thome to the White Sox changed the chemistry of the clubhouse. Again, is that why they lost? I don't know. Maybe other teams are better. There's a lot of things that happen when we talk about chemistry and moves, and that's a lot of off seasons. And the hot stove, it's been getting hot. Okay, guys have been signing, and actually a move that I don't know if it's official yet. The 4 years deal for James McCann.
Yes, I think
to go to the New York Mets.
I love it.
It's a great sign by the Mets, by the way.
Okay,
But I'm saying though, these are moves.
I'm gonna start.
But I'm saying these are moves that might affect the team that he was on because now the guy Giolito that he was with,
before we jump into that, there's a couple of people asking: does Ozzie Jr. not have a heater in his house? Because they're saying that Ozzie looks like he's in Canada.
For my dad.
No.
I would spit.
For my dad, Ozzie.
Listen, it's not that
it's
cold
a fashion
here,
thing.
But he's making
Okay, wait a minute. It's not a cold here. Do you see what he's wearing?
Well, I'm wearing a sweater.
Okay, that's for cold weather.
Yeah,
I always wear a sweater.
Yeah,
it's a heater not working in the studio. And where are you guys? Ozzie looks like he's in Canada.
Who say that?
Francis, Paris, Odio, and Rodrigo Diaz. You know what?
By the way, Chicago's colder than Canada.
It is.
Okay,
so Ozzie he can't afford a heater. It's warm in the house, and we have the lights here. But anyways, jumping back into the hot stove, I'm going to say this. The hot stove is very exciting because obviously you want it to be over quick and teams to make moves fast. But I will say this before the James McCann, I know you guys were on a vacation with him and you guys struck up a really cool relationship. That's awesome. I'm sure he's a great guy. I still don't know because I know there's offers from the Angels and he went to high school in Florida and the Mets also have an offer. They need a catcher. I don't know what to expect from James McCann a whole season because he's only had one. and he was an all-star.
Mm-hmm.
Grandal has a better history of being an everyday catcher. So I hope James can put it together for the next 4 years. I think it's a bit of a risk.
Okay.
It's a bit of a risk.
Well, not for
I tell you what.
That's what I mean. For the team.
When you bring a good,
he's never been
wait a minute.
a guy.
Okay, if you got to bring him is a hitter. That's a risk. Wait a minute. But look at the pitching staff the New York Mets have. They never have a legit. Wilson Ramos maybe, but the guy very smart behind the plate.
So this is the thing.
This kid's
So this is the thing I'm going to defend.
I just don't. First of all, I don't think he's going to help Jacob deGrom. He's won a couple.
No. But I don't think that. But I think that this is a part where there's a big difference. I think when we talk about catchers, okay, and this is where I think James McCann brings something positive. AJ Brzezinski could have been maybe a borderline guy. Pudge Rodriguez was just so talented hitting, but James McCann is a guy that you have behind the plate that if he goes 0 for 4, he doesn't care.
Ain't no care.
So I think that's a problem they had with the Mets with Wilson Ramos, where he thought he was an offensive catcher. Like if Mike Piazza did not throw out 2 guys,
they didn't care.
He didn't know. I'm saying Mike didn't care. It's like Yadi Molina. Okay, Yadi's been okay offensively. If Yadi goes 0 for 30, he cares about what the guy on the mound does.
Yes,
and
he
I
does.
think
That's why.
And I think James McCann is
at
the point of his career, okay, that offensively he doesn't have to be a monster.
Well, I let's be honest. If the Mets are going to sign him for his offensive production,
they got correct. So that's why I think they want to solidify a person that was going to be there and kind of solid catcher. Because that's the other thing. Catchers are expensive. If you don't catch him a good one early on, you might be paying, which I think is crazy. I'm saying you're paying Grandal money. People are saying, "Oh, Grandal's overpaid." Well, when you compare him to the other guys,
he's one of the best.
There's Romuto, and then there's God, he's still making $20 million. The gap for catchers is
and and good ones are hard to come by.
That's what I'm saying though, because now
I lost a bet because I thought 1,000% I thought the New York Yankees going to sign McCain.
I did too,
and I lost a bet. And well, he went to New York. I got to make the argument. Say, hey, I say New York. I'm not saying New York Mets, but because the kid behind the plate,
he's not a good catcher
right now.
Gary.
He have problem with that pitching staff. And I think it's a good day for baseball.
No, I'm saying that it's also in him.
You're always
everyone's
Johnny
Bench.
Johnny Bench told, I don't know, you or Ozzie. I think it was only when Johnny Bench was in Miami visiting Tony Perez, and we had a chance to talk to Johnny. He said it's hard to find a catcher can hit, and now it's harder to find a catcher can catch
because they all hit.
And because they look for
very rare do you get both now. Like you said, Piazza, no defense.
Well, but I'm talking about even a guy that when James gets on the field, okay, to the Mets, he's going to go to the staff and say, "What do you need from me?"
Yes,
like he's the guy that's like the bond with the with the pitcher. The pitcher says, "Hey,
important.
I want to throw every 4 days." He's the guy that in he's going to talk to the pitching coach and grab all the information. He's that catcher. There's catchers that show up and say, "Hey." They don't even warm up their pitcher in the bullpen.
Yeah, like good luck. See you in the game.
Like I'll see you in the game. Like I'm so and so, which was something that's funny. Ivan Rodriguez, they made him change that in the Marlins. Yeah. This guy did and said because Ivan would show up and he was such a veteran guy that he wasn't talking to the young kids. And then they were like, "Dude, we brought you here."
I got it all over him.
But again, it gets to a point where if you don't have that manager, you don't have that staff, that can help.
I think it helps that the trust and guys always like. I don't care who you are. There's certain pitchers that like throwing to certain guys, and if the guys like,
everyone,
and if guys,
I don't know why,
and if because it's a comfort thing, and if guys like throwing to James in the New York Mets, they're not going to have any problems. He's already, he's not. But I'm saying
it's a position, okay, that I like to have certain position. I like to build up the middle still. I don't care what analytics says. I like to have guys that are solid up the middle. I like to have a calming shortstop. Okay, I like to have a calming catcher, meaning bottom of the 8th. You need 1 out. Your closer's not ready. You need this guy to get this out for you. I need the catcher to be poised.
No, and a wall.
No. And that's the other thing.
A wall.
Everyone talks about this.
A wall.
And this and framing and turning and that. I'd rather have a catcher that can block because that's Gary's. That's my scary. That's what I'm scared about. Grandal.
Salvador Perez got all MLB first team because
congratulations.
His defense is just
so good,
just outstanding.
And he'll keep catching
guys in the Royal staff they're in the Central. Obviously, they can throw anything. at any time.
But it's the issue with Gary Sanchez. It's not that Gary can't catch. It's that guys that we're going to talk about one of them a little bit later.
I saw him
it's hard to catch Chapman,
MLB.
Okay?
I saw him, move. He's like,
I'm saying, though, you're scared.
Yeah, and that's the point.
Garrett Cole, they're so nasty. They don't want to
guys that are pitching, they're like, this guy's not making me better.
Well, so
I feel like I have to be. I feel like
Maddox did it with
Ozzie and
Eduardo. But I'm saying, though, it's if you're playing shortstop, okay, and you have a first baseman like Eric Hosmer, you're throwing the ball behind.
Oh God!
I'm saying you're just throwing it. You're not thinking like.
By the way, I was the best shortstop in my time.
Right, you had Frank.
Because I had to throw the ball to Frank.
Right.
Thomas.
So
I got to be right there.
If you have Keith Hernandez playing first base,
my God.
you're like, you know what?
Galarraga.
I could go like this, and
so
I don't
it
care.
does. So it does,
and it makes a huge
Galarraga.
difference.
I play Galarraga like, oh my God,
this guy's good.
I play with Dan Pasqua, Ron Kito.
Whoever's
what does that make you feel when people out there they hit you a ground ball and you have to throw the ball and you think you have to throw a perfect strike?
That's why.
I was going to say
to me,
it messes up with your mind.
To me, that's why I was so good at it because I know I cannot make any mistake that far up, down, and
like, I got it
right there.
Right,
but so imagine you throwing from shortstop. Imagine if you're a pitcher and you have a runner on second with one out, and there's a guy and you want to throw a breaking ball, but you're like, if I throw a breaking ball here, and that changes the whole scenario.
Yeah,
you're like, I'm not going to this pitch. And by the way, when you look at the New York Yankees staff on movement of the ball, Ottavino, Chapman, Cole.
Yeah, it's
everybody's balls like
hard.
No one's throwing like no one's like a finesse guy. Everybody's throwing hard and like everyone's moving. So it's happened, man. Like Ron Karkovice played for a million years because he could catch.
We have Rodrigo Diaz saying something that he's never seen framing being talked about more than it's ever been. You want to see? Rodrigo, I'm gonna give you a stat. Well, you want to see good? You want to see good framing? This guy because you want to see good framing? Get good pitching. Javi Lopez is one of the best framers of all time because he also catch for one of the best catch pitching staff of all time. Framing, okay. This is what we don't get. This is what we don't get. Okay, a good catcher doesn't do this and makes a strike a ball because he's so bad behind the plate. But people think that a good framer is somebody that grabs a ball 4 feet off the plate and makes it a strike. So there are guys like Yachty that make it good because you can throw it anywhere and he doesn't move.
That guy probably too. I played behind Jack McDowell, Carlton Fisk, was catching Hall of Famer. Wow. You know what I mean? And Jack McDowell was throwing the ball and Jack delivered it. Every time he delivered the ball, his head, after he threw the head was down. Then when you look up, the ball's in the middle of the plate. And the umpire ball. And Jack go, what? That was in the middle of the plate. Next pitch, same way.
He was moving it.
Okay, Pochi was like, And Jack, like, it's straight. He go like this. Then he called Poch.
A bad catcher will
make it. No, you can't Poch. Poch go, hey, what's wrong with those pitches? I said, well, you know what's wrong with the pitcher? You moving the glove. I said, no, don't do that because I got to make an adjustment. Yeah. Because I throw the ball here, the ball over there, so like there, and the next pitch, I got to make an adjustment. Just leave the ball where it's lying because every time I look up, that was in the middle of the play, and I keep doing the same stuff.
Oh, exactly. So he's missing, and he's
the other part people don't understand is we're talking about missing and moving, and again, only good pitchers do this. Greg Maddux and Cole's another one. They might want the ball 2 feet off the plate, 2 inches. 2 feet. They'll move you for effect. So if you're like this, a guy throws an inside pitch and you try to move it in. So like, no, I want that pitch.
They leave it there.
Leave it there.
Other than because we have a couple questions here. Other than James McCann, do you guys think someone's asking? A couple people asking about Yasiel Puig. Do you think he'll get picked up?
So Yasiel Puig is going to get picked up in one way and one way only. Okay, Yasiel Puig needs to look in the mirror.
Well, he does have. He changed agents.
Money down. No, not money down. There's a moment. Andre Dawson had to play for $1. Because Major League Baseball said, we're not signing you for a multi-year deal. This guy went and won the MVP, okay? Mm-hmm. There's moment in lives in baseball where there's guys that get paid, like James McCann just got a 4-year deal. Bless his heart.
That guy was a backup.
Okay,
now he's a superstar.
Okay, but he was in the right place, right time, good attitude. It's a package, okay?
Great. Yes.
Yasiel Puig needs to prove to somebody, because right now, I get him. He's like, why did La Pantera, okay, Luis Roberto's getting paid, has a 7-8 year deal, not even got in the bat in the big league.
He got like $60 million.
Okay, got $60 million, but I've produced and I haven't. So he needs to sit down and say, man, I better change my ways. He's got to prove that he can go play somewhere. So he needs to go to a team, okay, prove that he can play, and prove that he can not be a distraction and play. Nelson Cruz right now sitting at home. Who's going to pick me? Harold Baines had 1-year deals every single year because of injury. So
remember, guys,
Puig will get signed, but he's not going to get signed for $40 million.
And remember, remember
$1 million
people do not want to deal with a headache.
Yes.
And Yasiel Puig has never been a 340 hitter. So they're saying, why are we going to take this guy when he might hit 260? He'll give us a couple energetic plays, but he might be a problem in the clubhouse. Well, this is what happens when you're hot with the Dodgers, and he had a nice little 2 months.
I think ESPN making,
and they overblew him. Now it's like, wait, maybe this guy's not that good.
Well, and he's getting destroyed by analytics because when you look at the numbers,
you're like, this guy's
he's Mazzara,
right?
When you look at the numbers, the White Sox just got rid of Mazzara, non-tendered.
Yeah,
the Minnesota Twins got rid of Eddie Rosario. So you got guys that drove in 40 home runs. So they're saying
they're not tendered him.
And they're not tendered him. So if you're Puig and you're saying that
Puig's playing in the Dominican.
Correct, because he's got to prove to teams like
Eddie Rosario ball.
Kyle Schwarber is at home right now without a job. 40. He hit 40 and he's a lefty. And the other part that ruins Puig, in my opinion, which was a huge mistake by Major League Baseball. Again, thank you, Mr. Manfred, for just always trying to ruin baseball. Well, the thing is, we're not doing the universal DH.
I don't know why.
Now half of the teams that had plans that said, man, now I can sign Osuna. Atlanta Braves signing Osuna makes no sense with no DH.
No, because it hampers and it limits you to like, hey,
no, because he can't play the outfield. There's guys that can't play the outfield and won't be a liability. Eloy Jimenez, because they're young enough. Then there's guys that you put out there and you're risking injury.
No,
runs because they're so bad. Okay, they're so bad. It's like poor Nelson. Nelson wasn't good when he was young.
Kyle Schwarber would benefit from a DH spot.
He would.
National League.
He would.
He would be a perfect DH.
Also because the rest that you need, your body needs to. You know what people don't count? The running from the dugout to the outfield. It's fun when you're 22, 23. When you're 28, 29, 30, 33, and you're like running there for a game 154, it takes a toll on your body. So a couple days a week, hey, you get a DH. Go to the outfield in case of emergency. So I think that he's going to be Puig's going to sign, yes, but he needs to take a big check, and he's not to sign for less.
Everyone, like I always say, I'm sorry. Like I always say, I keep saying, I played so many years in Winter League. I always say, players don't want to Winter League, at least they need it.
Yeah, of course.
Now, before in the 80s when I played, we can wait to be there to play Winter League. Now players, I'm not playing tomorrow. They have 2 at-bats in AA. Oh, no.
I'll give you an example.
Now when they need it, they play.
I'll give you an example. Would you sign Puig before you sign Jose Martinez?
Me personally, no.
I'm saying Jose Martinez, right field, first base.
Jose Martinez, A, is going to be cheaper, and he plays first in the outfield.
And he comes off the bench. And
he's not a pain in the butt.
And kills lefties.
That's what I'm saying, though. So, like, okay, so
I think Jose Martinez.
So we're talking about Puig. Okay, so Puig now is competing because he didn't sign last year to a list of guys.
Oh God, big leagues.
I can start a league. I can start a team today. Okay, I'm not gonna win the World Series, but I will beat Pittsburgh. I will beat Seattle. I will beat Baltimore. I beat Detroit.
With the guys,
Kansas City.
with the guys out there.
And with the guys out there.
It just doesn't only apply
I'll make
to
him
baseball.
I'll make him the manager.
It also applies to life. If you've been fortunate enough to have a job and have income coming in during this pandemic, thank your lucky stars. Right now, players are seeing, guys are signing $6 million deals. There's probably going to be 2 guys that get paid this offseason, and they might not get paid what they normally would have paid.
Yeah.
But that is a reality of life.
And Trevor, for example,
owners don't know if there's going to be fans. They've lost money last year. So not a great time to be a free agent.
You know what's funny? Mexico going to be a
good
league.
But no, it's going to be
a lot of guys.
It's going to be a great league. But I'll give you an example, though. So people talk about that it's unfair.
Okay? Would someone's asking, you would have preferred, you guys both prefer the DH.
I love the DH.
Yes.
The only rule.
Better baseball. A lot of guys told me like, National League strategy, my butt. No, it's not. You know why? I play coach and manager both leagues. When you're in American League and you're a manager, you can do a lot of things with the 7th to the 9th, the 1st to the 3rd. That's a strategy. When you have the pitcher behind, you cannot hit wrong with the 7 hitter, the 8 hitter. The only strategy is, I got a double switch. But I got to bring my guy. If I give my pitcher a bat with game on the line,
I think
he's
it makes
pitching good. All this stuff.
The double switch though. It's funny because you could double switch in the American League too, but the double switch is funny.
Yeah, it's not common.
It's not common, but you can. But people pretend that it's not. If the DH rule is implemented on both sides, and your team and you're a manager and you believe that you're National League, hit your pitcher.
Nobody will.
Yeah. Nobody will. Bumgarner wants to hit. And when he pitches, says, the day that I pitch, I have to be the hitter. Watch Bumgarner not get a couple runs. Say, you know what? I think the other guy should hit.
Wait. When you're a pitcher, because you can't hit.
Shohei Ohtani.
Hey, no, look at Carlos Zambrano. Oh, I want to hit. I said the reason you're a pitcher, but you couldn't.
But I'm saying, no, maybe as a veteran guy like Bumgarner's like, I really love hitting.
Oh, you go, the best hitting pitcher in the season. 198, 200.
Right. What? So for everyone out there that's asking, we believe that the DH would be not only create better jobs, it would create better games, faster games. Just better baseball. It really limits to what the thing Ozzie said, the things you could do on the field, whether that be strategy or whatever the case may be. But that's the only reason we say that the National League is weaker, because 7, 8, and 9 are a bunch of punch and shooting hitters.
You know how to
in the American League.
But you got runner on first, second and third are open, and it's a tight situation. I'm not pitching. And then you're going to force a pitch hitter. It's a third inning. Say, I'm going to pitch the pitcher.
Yeah, no. Okay, first and second. Most of the guy, go to bunt, move the guy over. Now he said, man, I got the guy behind me, behind the guy. It's a pitcher. Wait a minute. When I played for the Atlanta Braves, batting 8, I batted first a lot, but I batting 8. I have Maddox, Glavine, Smoltz.
And what did they because they could hit. But didn't they tell you to swing? Better hitters, didn't they tell you, Pacquiao told you need to swing?
Oh, so first and second, no out. But batting 8, I bunt, move the guy over. Everybody's like, what are you doing? Okay, next time, same way. Maybe a week later, 3 days later, boom, move the guy over, grab him behind me, boom, move the guy over, me behind me, and finally they're coming to, hey, come in. What are you doing? You don't know how to play the game? I said, yes, I do. You know the pitcher behind you? I said, yeah, those guys better hit it than me. Then I said, oh, really? I got to hit a ground ball, move the guy over. Ozzie Guillén is all for one, great job, same stuff. No, I move the guy over.
But you're like, you want me to ground out the second?
Yeah,
I'm going to sacrifice.
Yeah, then that's the thing. That's the situation. People always on like, what's going on?
Well, that's awesome. And again, the hot stove is going to be something that we're going to be jumping up and down again
all
off season. The other one is going to be a new topic that we have from our friends at Strat-O-Matic, something that is actually really cool to do. One of the reasons that I love statistics. So Strat-O-Matic has Strat-O-Matic is a analytics company.
Oh, I thought it was a new player come from Japan.
No. We're gonna have Ozzie Guillén. We put in 3 pitchers who are 3 amazing pitchers. 2 of them are Hall of Famers, and we had
the other one won't be
simulate Ozzie Guillén facing these 3 pitchers in 10 at bats. So pitcher number 1.
First of all, our rest in peace to Bob Gibson.
Bob Gibson, one of the most intimidating,
probably the best season a pitcher has ever had.
Wait a minute, they got me 0 for 10.
Wait a minute. You're facing Bob Gibson.
Okay.
1968, I think it was 1968. He had one of the best seasons a pitcher's ever had. An ERA of like 1.2. You fly out, ground out. Long story short, you went 0 for 10 against Bob Gibson in simulation. Now, if anyone doesn't know, Bob Gibson was a righty, and you're a great fastball hitter.
Yes.
Do you feel like you could have gotten him at least once?
I'll tell you what. I don't care who you was. You are a great fastball pitcher.
Everyone on here, 2 of the guys on here are great fastball
All
pitchers.
3. Drysdale.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I think I can hit fastball. In my time, I'm not hit it for power. But nobody can throw by me.
Nobody hits Chapman unless they have a buzzer.
I think he would have had.
That's true.
I think he would have had a better shot because he's not like a Randy Johnson with a nasty slider, and it's not lefty.
And
the fact that he's a righty.
And you guys, I mean, obviously we didn't see Bob Gibson pitch, but there's videos and there's stuff, threw a lot of strikes.
Correct. So if you're in the zone,
he would only throw it at your head when he needed to.
I know.
So if you know when you're hitting people out there,
you know what's coming,
and you know what's coming around the plate, you got a good chance.
Well, Ozzie, so you look at Ozzie's numbers versus closers or guys that are that type of pitcher that are not lefties, meaning
Armando Benitez, Rod Beck.
He would do really well.
Flash Gordon.
And that's why he was very clutch, because he would face the guys that
they're throwing gas.
And they're throwing gas. So pitcher number 2, another Hall of Famer. This one's a Dodger. Mr. Drysdale.
By the way, another great pitcher. You were 0 for 4, and then you got a single in the 6th at bat, single past second, and then so basically 10 at bats, 1 hit. I'm telling you, this Strat-O-Matic. First of all, we also picked really, really good pitchers.
I think there's a lot of
way,
like,
there's put him against Reynaldo Lopez tomorrow. 10 at bats, 8 hits. Drysdale is
so this was
amazing
one.
pitcher.
But I said that Drysdale got good good breaking ball.
Great breaking
So I
ball.
think out of this group that we picked, I think the guy that he would have had the hardest time from looking at his scouting report is Drysdale.
Yeah,
he's got 6 pitches.
Yeah.
breaking stuff.
Went to any of his pitches
And
at any given time.
And if you guys don't remember, Drysdale had the record before Hershiser.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you weren't the only one that hit him. A lot of people didn't
But
hit
he
him.
had great breaking ball.
They didn't score runs on him in like 87
You know,
innings.
see, if you ask somebody out, like pick the 3 pitcher when they face the face, like, okay, let me have.
Oh, you picked
Someone-
I pick the good ones.
Yeah, someone's asking, how'd you do against Nolan? Hey, check the book.
Hey,
Check the
I
book.
take him deep.
Take him deep.
He took Nolan Ryan
But
deep.
that's why I think Nolan was fastball, curveball guy.
Yeah.
And he was in the zone. And Nolan was like, this guy's not going to take me deep. Yachts.
Like I say, who's coming? Get up. I
Yeah.
said, get up because fastball's coming.
Fastball's coming.
So
Yeah.
he loved being a fastball.
He would have been
hitter.
horrible
And then-
against Santana.
And then the next, oh god, the
great nasty
great
changeup.
equalizer, the changeup. And then the next guy is
Chapman.
first of all, one of the guys that I've seen his Instagram videos, never charged him on it. This guy is huge and he throws hands very well. But you look like you got 4 hits off him.
Well, so this is the part that I find it interesting. He's a
Because
lefty.
I bring Bobby Allende and Mark Quiñones to
And
go.
they tell you,
Hey, that's right. So my dad had like the Astros had it. They were banging
They're
on
banging.
stuff.
Well, here's the
Don
part.
Drysdale, that's what we're around. But Chapman, this stuff is around. We can get the banging.
By the way, but
Lefty.
but that's the part again. I respect Strat-O-Matic. They got the stats to do that, but I think it would have been challenging because lefty matchup on Chapman.
No, by the way, you know what?
Not your cup of tea.
Chapman nobody waste time with me. Here you go. Here you can.
Fastball.
But
Yes.
but
So
still not a lefty. That's
you got
scary.
3 or 4 hits off him, and he's considered. I mean, he's obviously the guy that throws the hardest, but he's considered one of the hardest guys. He also throws a slider, but he doesn't
try to speed it up.
But his
You're not gonna- you're not gonna strike.
his
No strike.
slider isn't Randy Johnson.
No,
He's
it's
gonna
not
throw it, and it's gonna be a ball.
By the way,
It's gonna
I
be
think the
all over there.
scariest part though about Chapman, and you could tell me this.
It
I always
drills
say,
you.
not drills you. I think
No,
the angle of where the
it's-
ball
and
comes.
it-
No,
and it
because
becomes
because
real.
of his size, where the ball comes out. I hate facing pitchers that were like 6
Huge,
foot, like
yeah.
huge guys, because even if they're not good,
It's scary.
the way they release the ball,
Chapman-
it just looks that much
Chapman
closer.
went with Cincinnati.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
when he
when
started
was
the-
managing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you're managing.
When he Dustin was
Okay,
the manager.
wait a minute. He signed with Cincinnati.
Yes,
Yes.
you want to
Okay.
take a little roll.
I remember we went Arizona. He walked by, say hi to a couple. I don't know, Ramirez or one of my Cuban players.
Gabby Sanchez, maybe.
No, I was with the Yankees. I was with the White Sox.
Oh,
Spring
okay,
training
okay.
in Goodyear. I'm like, this is Chapman. Wow. I mean, I've seen, I see a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, the press.
All the song come to pitch against us. And Goodyear ballpark is very close, dugout.
You can hear the.
The
you're right.
bat is right there, very dangerous. All of a sudden, I see this guy warming up, and I turn around and go, I can say this in the air, like, what? Is this? Then I said, he's warming up. All of a sudden, first hitter come out, whack!
He kicked, he hit, he drilled. him?
He drew one, I will drill 3
Oh man.
because that will hurt. No, I see this guy throw one fastball, and I'm like, this guy for real.
So I think that
So-
the thing with Chapman that's more interesting about his career, when you see Chapman get onto the big league stage, he was just really tall, but he wasn't built the way that he is now. I think the reason he's been able to maintain his fastball is because the way that he looks now. This
And
guy's put on
and
35
he's a
pounds.
monster, and there's
No, but
someone's
by the way,
asking.
he
Someone's
worked out,
asking.
man. He worked
how
out a
come-
lot.
They're saying, why hasn't Chapman been more successful? And the person thinks that it's because his fastball doesn't move
No.
like a Mariano Rivera.
Oh, that's
No,
that's a
talk
cutter.
about that's
Well,
another.
that's a
Yeah,
cutter.
but he is absolutely right. If you're hitting and you know it's straight, you can hit it.
If Chapman threw a strike,
Movement-
if Chapman threw,
Movement is much
if
harder.
Chapman threw
And
his
location.
slider for a strike,
or change it for a
or
strike.
change it for a strike,
He'd be
even,
unhittable.
or if he was a mean guy, because he's not a mean guy. He's had that little altercation with the guy from the Tampa, and he let the ball go behind him. If Chapman was Ozzie Jr., I just first 2 pitches, just like if I was like when I love the guy named
Yeah,
Thiago Vieira, the Brazilian kid, throws probably as hard as Chapman, and I said, how do you fix Thiago Vieira because he had control problems? Have him drill a guy, have him throw the ball over the thing.
Hey.
You're hitting, you're like this.
Hey,
And
we
then-
had that problem with Contreras. Contreras, when I was coaching third base, I pick his pitches and we kick his butt. Then when you go to the White Sox, I said, you're still tipping your pitch.
He always
What's
holds.
tipping?
He always holds
Yeah.
split. But
Okay,
he
I
doesn't his
said,
arms
what
up.
I can do when you go to a split, it's open his glove big time. When it's not going to be like that, close it. I said, you know what? Open your glove. Oh, split coming and throw one right to the neck. You go, what I mean? You go like this and you throw right to the neck. They will say, hey, he opened it up, he threw fastball. That's only, and he did it. And
so we got there's people saying that Chapman's slider has definitely improved. Well, it didn't improve against Altuve.
No, but I'm saying when I mean throw it for a strike is like when you're hitting, you're like, this guy's the only thing that he's going to throw in the vicinity.
I got to look for one pitch.
I'm looking for a pitch as a fastball. So, and the other part is the hard part for him is when he's not having control, is that he can't locate it 2 inches or 2 inches. Sometimes he has to come right over the plate. And
hardest fastball you ever saw that you went,
Randy Johnson.
The big unit.
See, that's scary to me because Randy could go.
Well, Randy was all over the place.
But
Randy throws a strike. He just can't. When he can, scout report say he's wow, and you go to the plate. Crap. He's no wow. He strike people out like.
But I think guys look faster when the
big unit.
The speed change. Like,
yeah, that's.
By the way, when we meet to Japan and Japanese players never see a guy that tall on the mound. All of a sudden, you see those Japanese just laughing about. This is for real.
That's just scary. So let's do this. So next week, Oni and I will have who we would like to face. I'm sure I would go 0-4, but there's Mark Burley. You're on my list.
Because
I love to face Mark Burley, Mark Redmond, Julio Tavares.
They used to tell before we get out of here. They used to tell us Ozzie in high school. Hey, step into the box versus Josh Beckett. Josh Beckett back then was throwing 96.
So you want to hear?
Nasty. And Ozzie goes, "I'm not sending to Josh Beckett." He goes, "I'll wait for Mark Redmond."
So he's like, anybody. We're gonna wrap up. We're gonna end up with a quick story about another Burley prank. So high school, they have like inter squads, and they would have guys to throw like BP, like competitive BP. So if you didn't have a hitter, you jump in, and I'd always jump in like Freddie, because the guys that I knew that were just like working on stuff.
Soft throwers.
So
against El Duque.
So they're like, hey,
they're looking for throw strike.
Yeah, throw strike. So just stand there, don't swing, just stand. And they said, hey, we need you to be in the field.
And it was Bobby?
And it was this kid I had never seen before. And he was like, it was this guy that later was called Bobby Chase. And they were all watching when I was watching him warm up. And they're like, Ozzie, you ready? I said, ready? I'm not going to step into the plate. What do you mean?
Hell no.
I said, I'm in college. I said, dude, I won't be able to get out of the way. He'll drill me. Oh, you had the helmet on and the bat. And I said, nah, man, I'll wait for you.
Hey, how about this? Very quick. This kid was throwing the sides. Beckett.
Josh Beckett.
Josh throw. And Arnie is a hitting coach. And nobody want to step it up. You know what I mean? Ozzie, I'm coaching Ozzie. I said, no, my time was over. No, we need a lefty. No. Righty, no. And Arnie is a hitting coach. Step it up. Helmet on. He just want to see a guy there. All of a sudden, 2 more pitches. 2 more. Okay, 2 more. He drew him.
On purpose. Not on
purpose. Yeah. He drew him right in the This is pitching coach. He didn't. Arnie. And all of a sudden, that boy hit him so hard. Arnie just looked at it. Arnie's a big boy. Yeah, Arnie pick it up, throw it at it. I said,
guys, if you ever face anyone throwing over 85, even then 90, 95 plus, it's a scary thing. Looking at a ball coming.
Anyone that sits in a bar and says, I can hit 85, I'll take your bet.
No, really?
No, you can't. Even if you're like,
by the way, 85.
No one in your high school, by the way, no one in high school, they don't throw that. So
baseball, hitting a baseball, before we get out of here, hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in all major sports.
How about the guy you do the video with? The 250
that was we'll talk about that next week. Thank you so much. We have to wrap it up. Obviously, here on La Vida Baseball. We love you guys. Have a good one. We will see you soon. Stay safe from the Guillén family.